Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum. It's a proud privilege to welcome you all on this debate competition organized by Azizul Haq English Academy. Speech is power. It's the power to perceive it, to convert, to compel. And when it is expressed in the form of debate, it becomes an interrogative and representative argument in which students participate and argue both sides of a given topic. Try to perceive it one another. I believe the pursuit of right ideas and honest debate through rigorous argument is a noble undertaking. When students participate in debate, they start to look into issues in depth and form perspectives and is powerful tool for creating an innovative and a logical mind, least increasing the confidence level of a student as well as the scope of knowledge. I think the debaters have transformed themselves into the epitome of smart and logical thinkers. Very much thrilled to be listening to their echoing voice in this room tonight. I would love to invite you all to come along and enjoy our very lively debate competition. Today, the selected motion for the debate competition is the use of social media is making people lonelier. The team for the motion belongs to boys group. The team against the motion belongs to girls group. Speakers for the motion are Abir Hassan Arif, Muhammad Abidur Rahman Abid, and Adil Ahnaf. Speakers against the motion are Jenin Taslim Aulunna, Nusaiba Taslim, and Sinha Tabassum Shuti. The honorable educators of the today's session are Azizul Haq, Director of Azizul Haq English Academy, Shairi Siddika Niju, BSS Second Year, Department of Sociology, Jatiyo Kobi Kazi Nazrul Islam University, Trishal Mymensingh, RJ Rubaina Islam Tua, MBBS First Year, Shohid Soyed Nazrul Islam Medical College, Kishoreganj. The topic on which our honorable judges are going to assign marks are Presentation 5, Language and Pronunciation 10, Theory and Information 15, Rebuttal Argument 10. Before start the debate, I would like to inform you about the order and time allocation of each debater. Each debater will get 3 minutes to present his or her speech, and the alarming bell will ring at 2.5 minutes, and the final alarming bell will ring on the 3 minutes. In the rebuttal round, both the cheerleaders will get 2 minutes each. The alarming bell will ring on the 1.5 minutes, and the final alarming bell will ring at 2 minutes. Now, I would like to request the first speaker of boys group, Muhammad Abir Hassan Arif, to speak for the motion.
Assalamu alaikum, honorable judges and moderators, respected opponents, and dear audience. I am Abir Hassan Arif and I stand here as the first speaker in favor of today's debate motion. Social media is making people lonelier. Social media was created to bring people closer, to enhance communication and to build connections, but it is truly serving this purpose. If we observe our surroundings, we will see that people are becoming lonelier than ever. And social media is a major reason behind this. Let me present my arguments. First, social media increases virtual connections but weakens real-life relationships. Earlier, people spend quality time with their family and friends, engaging in real conversations, but now we see individuals lost in their screens, scrolling endless instead of talking to the person next to them. Having thousands of online friends cannot replace the warmth of a real face-to-face conversation. Second, social media creates feelings of loneliness and inadequacy. People usually share only the happiest moment of their lives online, creating an illusion of a perfect life. When others see this post, they starting comparing themselves, feeling that their own lives are dull and unfulfilling. Studies have shown that excessive social media use is linked to increased depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Third, social media addiction is damaging real life social skills and relationships. The more time we spend on social media, the less time we invest in genuine human connections. People are becoming so absorbed in their virtual worlds that they forget how to communicate and connect in real life. This leads to weaker relationships and a growing sense of is isolation. In conclusion, while social media promises to connect us, it is actually making us lonelier. Instead of relying on virtual interactions, we should prioritize real life connections to foster true relationships and emotional well being. With these arguments, I strongly support that motion social media is making people lonelier. I want to ask a question to the opposition team. Can they make strong case that social media is no in isolating people and can they argue for it? Thank you.
Thank you, Abu Hassanari, for your outstanding speech. Now I'm requesting Jane Taslim Anunna to present your speech. Honorable moderator, esteemed judges, fellow debaters, and distinguished. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Jane Taslim Anunna and I'm the first speaker of the opposition team. The motion that has been selected for today's debate is the use of social media makes people lonelier. My team is against the motion. As the first speaker of the opposition team, I am going to define the motion. The second speaker of my team will analyze the motion, and the third speaker of my team will present the issue through logical arguments. At first, I would like to explain what is social media, because it seems to me that my dear opponents don't even know what social media actually is. Social media is an online platform. Social media is one such platform or website through which we can easily communicate with distant people. And those who are suffering from loneliness and depression can overcome their loneliness by mingling with people from all over the world. Social media allows users to communicate with each other, exchanges information, and share various types of content. Social media is currently a very popular process of communicating with people that is used by almost all people in the world. The first speaker from the opposition team tried to present their case very eloquently, but there were some mistakes. Human makes mistakes, so as a human being, I am going to correct his mistakes. While we can connect with people far away through social media, here he has said that social media is making us lonelier. How hilarious! Because it seems funny to me. Actually, social media is not making us lonelier. Our mentality is. It depends on us that how we choose to use it. If we use social media for good purpose, try to learn new things, make different friends, to know about different countries, then we can know better about social norms. But if someone uses social media with bad purpose, then he will involve himself in bad deeds, and then he will be lonelier. That is, social media is not making us lonelier. People are lonely because of their own fault. Whether we do good or bad work is entirely up to us. Social media has no hand behind us being bad. But we have the biggest contributions to using social media for bad things. And those who are always intent to do bad things are the biggest contributors to use social media for bad things. I know we all use social media more always. Don't my opposition team's members use social media? If social media makes us lonelier, then why are they using social media? If they're in favor of this motion, then they should know better about this. If they view social media in a bad way, should they use social media? I don't think so. I hope to get the answer from the second speaker of the opposition team. And I'm ending my speech here by thanking everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jane Tassim Anunna, for your excellent speech. Now, I'd like to request the second speaker of Voice Group, Muhammad Abidur Rahman Abid, to speak for the motion.
First of all, I would like to thank my honorable moderator and judges, respected opponents, and their audience. I am Abdul Rahman, the second speaker in favor of today's motion. Social media is making people lonelier. My previous speaker has already explained how social media weakens real life relationships and increases loneliness. Now, I will present additional argument and counter the opposition's claims. 1. Social media creates an illusion of connection. Social media tricks us into believing that we are socially connected. Just because we are texting, liking, and commenting does not mean we are forming real emotional bonds. True friendships are built through meaningful conversations, shared experience, and emotional exchanges. Things that social media fails to provide. As a result, people often feel lonelier despite having hundreds of online friends. Now, I have a question for my opposition. If social media reduces loneliness, why do heavy users feel isolated? 2. Negative impact on mental health. Excessive social media use has a serious impact on mental health. Studies show that people who spend more time on social media are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Constant exposure to others' perspectives creates feelings of inadequacy, making people feel left out and alone. Again, I have a question for my opposition. If social media is not harmless, why do experts warn about its mental health risks? 3. Decline in real life social skills. Social media is reducing our ability to communicate in real life. In the past, people engaged in face-to-face conversations, attend social gatherings, and participated in group activities. But now many struggle with real life interaction, leading to social isolation and loneliness. Counter argument to the opposition. We believe that social media gives us a lot of information very quickly every day. But we also believe that social media gives us a lot of rumors very quickly every day. A study highlighted that 67% of people who use social media encountered remorse every day, and usually this remorse spread 70% faster than a real fact. Therefore, it is clear that social media, instead of bringing people closer, is actually pushing them further apart. If we want to overcome loneliness, we must prioritize real life relationships over virtual connection. With this argument, I strongly support that motion. Social media is making people lonelier. I have some questions for my opposition team. 1. If online friendships are real, why do they fade when users go offline? 2. If strength has relationships, why do people ignore family for their phones? Thank you.
Now, I would like to request the second speaker of Girls Group, Nusaiba Taskin, to speak against the motion.
Honorable moderator, esteemed judges, my friends from the opposition team, guys, and everyone present here, I am beginning my speech with my best wishes. Assalamu alaikum. Today's debate is about social media is making people lonelier. My team and I are opposed to this motion for some logical reasons. Honorable moderator, I find the speech of the second speaker of the opponent very ridiculous and incoherent. Honorable moderator, I'm speaking from my position that social media is not making people lonelier. Rather, social media has tied up all walks of life, all ages, and all professions together. The first speaker in my group went into detail about social media, and I, as the second speaker in my group, will explain the term lonelier and what makes people lonelier. Honorable moderator, lonelier is an adjective that means to feel or be more alone than usual. For example, you might feel lonelier if you don't have anyone to talk or if you are living alone. Honorable moderator, I can say it differently. Lonelier is a feeling that comes when we get disconnected from people, but social media is not disconnected us from people, rather it keeps connected to us. So how is social media making us lonelier? I think the third speaker of the opposition team will explain the answer of my question. Honorable moderator, here I want to mention some key factors contributing to loneliness. Honorable moderator, people can feel lonelier due to a lack of meaningful connection, social anxiety, significant life changes like loss of a loved one, relocation to a new area, low self-esteem, mental health conditions like depression, difficulty forming close relationships, limited shared interests, and even the
perception of isolation despite being surrounded by others. Honorable moderator, by explaining the reasons of people's lonelier, I want to say that there is no relationship between social media and key factors contributing to loneliness. Though social media has some negative effects on people, but the positive impact on communication definitely overcomes the negative and makes it very beneficial. It is this short of years in which purpose you will use social media. Honorable moderator, social media in recent time has become a tool to control and manipulate people's thinking. Popular, popular social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, etc. help people stay connected by sharing information with a just click of button or a touch. Honorable moderator, social media platforms have become integral parts of our daily life, shaping the way we connect, consume content, and even perceive the world. Honorable moderator, social media has brought people together, allowing us to stay in touch with friends and family regardless of geographical boundaries. Thank you, my honorable moderator. Your speech was really marvelous. Thank you for your speech. Now, I would like to request the third speaker of Voice Group, Muhammad Adil Ahnaf, to speak for the motion.
First of all, I would like to thank the moderator and judges and the other people in the classroom. My teammates and my name is Anjana. My teammates have already provided strong arguments explaining how social media weakens real life relationships, negatively impacts mental health, and creates an illusion of connection. The first speakers of my opposition have already said too much things. We don't want to believe that because he just don't know what social media is. He just scrolling the social media and make his mind and misleading his mind very much. Now I want to tell some points about how social media is making people lonelier. First, fear of missing out or FOMO. It means that when people see other people's accomplishments on social media or elsewhere, they doubt themselves in many ways. And this doubting is usually referred to as FOMO. Two, sleep disruption. Using social media, especially late at night, disturbs sleep pattern which has linked to depression and loneliness. A Stanford University study said that if a person sleeps late at night, he will die 40% sooner than other people. Now I have a question for my opposition. Will your social media take the charge of people's early dying or you will take the charge? Please give me the answer. 3. Online relationships and real life bonds. While online relationships can fulfilling the often lack the depth and emotional richness that in person real relationships provide. Without face-to-face communication, body language and physical presence, relationships can feel less authentic, potentially exacerbating feelings of loneliness. 4. Cyberbullying and negative comments. Negative comments, cyberbullying or toxic behavior on social media can harm one's mental health, fostering feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. A study said that almost 2,540 people died every day for mental pressure from social media. Now, I have a question for everyone in this room. Are you still want to use the social media? If you want, you should already know that it will destroy your mental health and it will also encourage you to commit suicide. The final conclusion is social media was designed to bring people closer, but in reality, it is making them lonelier. It creates an illusion of connection while reducing real life relationships and social skills. If we want to combat loneliness, we must prioritize face-to-face communication over digital distraction. With this argument, I firmly support the motion that social media is making people lonelier. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Adil Ahnaf, for your fantastic speech. Now, I would like to request the third speaker of Girls Group, Sinha Tabassum Shuchi, to speak against the motion. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Moderator for giving me the chance to deliver my speech. Honorable Moderator, esteemed judges, fellow debaters, and distinguished guests. Assalamu alaikum. The name of the motion that has been selected for today's debate is "The use of social media is making us lonelier." This is Sinhata Basumshuti. I'm the third speaker of my team. As you all can see, my team is against the motion. And there are some particular reasons behind why we are against the motion. But it seems like the second and first speaker of my team have already explained the reason behind very eloquently. I, as the third speaker, will be presenting the issue through logical arguments. But at first, it seems like the third speaker of my opponent team doesn't quite understand what the topic is about. But don't worry, I will help him understand it through logic and facts. The core of this discussion seems to be about agency. Are we as individuals in control of how we use social media? Or we are just simple puppets of its design? Our opponents say that social media causes loneliness. But here's the question. Does the hammer cause a house to be built or does the builder? The tool itself is neutral. It depends on the user who will determine its purpose. My opposition team say that social media makes us lonely. But consider this, loneliness existed long before the internet. Social media, in fact, can connect us with like-minded individuals across the globe, breaking down geographical barriers. Think of support groups for rare diseases, online communities for artists, or even language exchange partners. These connections wouldn't be possible without social media. Consider the recent earthquake in Taiwan. Within hours, social media was flooded with calls for aid, information about rescue efforts, and donations pouring in from all over the world. This rapid mobilization of support is a testament to the power of social media for good. Can we honestly say that technology which allows us to connect and help each other on an unprecedented scale is inherently negative? They paint a picture of dystopian future where social media controls our lives. But this is the classic slippery slope fallacy. Just because something has been misused doesn't mean it will be. We have the power to shape the future of social media. In conclusion, the narrative that social media is inherently bad is simply not supported by the evidence. Like any tool, it can be used for good or ill. The choice lies with us. Let us not fear technology, but rather empower ourselves to use it responsibly. My opposition team mentioned less scrolling, but I think he does it more than anyone else is in this room. Only weak-minded people commit suicide because he committed people commit suicide because of social media. But it's only because of their weak mentality. People who have weak mentality like think that the other people on the online are comparing themselves with them, but it's really not the case. It depends on yourself and your mindset. And with this, I would like to end my speech. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sinhata Basumshuti, for your ruthless speech. Now the rebuttal round will held. I'm requesting the third speaker of the boys group to perform the rebuttal round.
Thank you everyone for giving me this chance. The opponent team, third speaker, have told that social media is not the reason of people's early dying. The reason is their mentality. I would like to tell them that social media is the reason why people's mind is misleading from the topic. Suppose I want to tell everybody a story. Suppose Nirav lives in Dhaka and Dihan lives in Marshi. They never meet each other in real life. One day Dihan told Nirav that he is not his real friend. His real friend was someone else. Then Dihan blocked Nirav from all of his social media. Now Nirav has no friends anymore. His only friend was Dihan, who has now blocked him. I have a question for my dear opponent. Will your social media take the responsibility of Nirav's loneliness, or you will take the responsibility? And now think Nirav and Dihan were friends in real life. Nirav could have convinced Dihan to be his friend and not leave him. In this situation, Dihan could have agreed. So now Nirav does not have to be alone anymore. He has a friend now. The only reason is to say that social media is playing with the boy's mind, spoiling his mental state and putting this person of pressure on him. Now I have a question for everyone in this room. What do you want? Do you want a real friend, or do you want an artificial friend in social media who can leave you anytime and anytime and everywhere? Now I have the information about it. A 2023 survey by American Psychological Association found that young adults who spend more time on social media experience higher level of loneliness and depression. This happens because Online connection often lacks depth. We scroll through posts like pictures and comments with emojis. But this interaction rarely replaces face-to-face conversation. I want to ask some question. I have some question for the opposition. One, if social media allows self-expression, why do people show their only perfect lives? Second, if social media is about connection, why do platforms designed with infinite scrolling to trap users? From the above discussion, it becomes a direct evidence that social media makes people lonely and creates various types of stress in people. A healthy-minded person will easily understand that social media makes people lonelier and harms people's mental health. I think I think social media is misleading my dear opponent's mind. Thank you.
You really do well. Now, I would like to request the third speaker of girls group, Sinha Tabassum Shuchi, to perform the rebuttal round against the motion.
My opponent's recent team mentioned an example that social media, on social media people fight, but don't you guys also fight in real life? Do you just block them and don't explain the fight? Don't, and he has mentioned another thing. Comments, posts, don't you do that yourself? Then why are you mentioning this? If you do it yourself, then why are you asking me why I do it? Our team has demonstrated that social media, while having potential drawbacks, ultimately connects us together. Rather, my teammates have shown that the ability to maintain geographically static relationships and the creation of online communities. The affirmative side has raised some interesting points, but they don't paint the whole picture here, do they? The affirmative side argues that social media fosters superficial relationships. However, we have demonstrated that online connections often lead to meaningful offline interactions. Social media communities provide vital support, as evidenced by the visibility and advocacy achieved by social justice movements alike. There must be these are exceptions, but don't these examples highlight the potential for positive connections? Our core argument. Moreover, many chronically patients are supported through social media. Our side has shown that social media used responsibly connects us. It expands our networks and offers new ways to connect in our digital world. The motion states that social media is making us lonelier, but we believe that the evidence shows quite the opposite. It's not about the technology itself, but how we chose to use it. Social media offers tools for connection, and it's up to us to harness them to build stronger and more meaningful relationships. For this reason, we urge you to deny the motion. That will be all from me, sir.
Thank you, Sinha Tabassum Shuchi, for your lovely argument.